Today we are attempting to hike Crocker Mountain, South Crocker Mountain, and officially trailless Mount Redington, located in the Sugarloaf area of northwestern Maine. All 3,000 or 4,000 footers, and if I successfully hit them all, it'll be number 54, 55, and 56 on the New England 67 4,000 footers list. Now this isn't a trail proper, it's actually part of Caribou Pond Road, which is gated from here on out because it's a little risky to passenger cars. But fortunately the AT is only half a mile ahead, so let's do it up. Now, word about Mount Redington, while it's officially trailless, that doesn't mean it's completely trailless. There are a few good routes of it. Yeah, I would not want to drive my car over this bridge. So anyway, we're going to do a short little road walk to the AT crossing, and then I'll meet you over when we get there. We've made it to the Appalachian Trail, as you can tell by that white blaze. First stop of the day, South Crocker Mountain, which will be number 54 on the New England 67. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why I didn't make a video for number 53, here's why. I brought my camera with me, but it didn't occur to me that I left the memory card in my computer at home until I was parked at Appalachian Gap. I was like, damn it. So, you'll just have to trust me on that one. I'll post pictures if I have to. Anyway, up we go on the Appalachian Trail. Trail is pretty wet and muddy, with some standing and running water in places. Perhaps it rained recently? I don't know when. Oh yeah, since this is the Appalachian Trail, first thing that comes to your mind might be thru hikers, and if we might see any. Unfortunately, we probably won't because it's mid-June, and it's way too early for thru hikers to hit Maine. Unless I got an early start or haul some serious butt. Up we go. If what I read online about this part of the AT is correct, the first half of the AT to South Crocker is pretty mellow, like you're hopefully seeing now. Second part, the final summit approach, is steeper, although I heard it's not terribly difficult. Bog bridge. Nice. Hopefully you can get some good views. Don't know if you can hear it. I can hear the sound of rushing water, probably coming out of Crocker Cirque, the glacial amphitheater, halfway out this part of the trail. Got a stream running right over the trail proper. Huh. But yeah, this part of the AT that ascends to Crockers is definitely rougher and wilder than other parts of the AT I've hiked, like in New Hampshire and Vermont, which makes it more of an adventure, in my humble opinion. In fact, if I think this is an adventure, Redington's going to be an exploration. Up we go. We have reached the sign. We've already hiked a mile, holy cow. We've only been hiking for like 25 minutes. Should be really smooth sailing up to South Crocker, but the Crocker Cirque campsite is 0.2 miles that way. We're here, I might as well do a little bit of exploring. I'll meet you over at the campsite. Holy cow. Now this is what I'm talking about. Welcome to Crocker Cirque, the glacial canyon amphitheater type thing on the shoulder of South Crocker Mountain. Probably maybe a 0.3 mile hike to get here. Wasn't expecting this. Not much for views out from the Cirque, but into the Cirque and into the walls. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna get a move on, and I'll meet you back at the AT. Alright, now the up really begins. A little over a mile to the summit of South Crocker and 1,300 feet of gain. So, ain't gonna be easy. Thankfully it's still pretty short. Now this is what I call a physical challenge. Glad there's some terrain like this and such a short hike. Coming up in a very, very rocky section of the AT. But lo and behold, we have a view. There's Crocker Cirque, where we just were. Got a view from the bowl of it, now from not the top but farther up. My main peak identification is very rusty, especially around these parts, so forgive me if I screw up anything. I think that's Sugarloaf, Spalding, and Abraham over there. Up there's most likely Mount Crocker. North Crocker, Mount Crocker, they can be used interchangeably. Down there is obviously the Crocker Cirque. Somewhere out there, don't know if you can see it, is Caribou Pond Road. Shouldn't be far from the summit, not too far at all. Up we go. Alright, I messed up. See those peaks out there? They're not Sugarloaf, Spalding, and Abraham because Sugarloaf is right over there. If I'm correct, I believe over there we have Bigelow Peak and Avery Peak. They're both 4,000 footers. And the Horns, which are not. If I screw that up, I quit. Not really, but you know what I mean. Anyway, to the summit of South Crocker we go. Looks like we're crossing an old rock slide. You can tell by the white blazes going that way. So that's the way we're gonna go. Man, that steep part. There's a butt kicker, but thankfully it's short. Yeah, some nice views from here. Once I do the Crockers in Redington, that will be number 57, Sugarloaf Mountain. I also do Spalding too for number 58. Depends on how I feel. Let's do it. To South Crocker Mountain, number 54. Judging by the altimeter reading, should be almost to the summit of South Crocker. If nothing interesting happens, I'll meet you over there. I've reached the sign for South Crocker Mountain, although I don't believe this is a true summit since there's obviously higher ground out there. North Crocker Mountain's only a mile away. Just hike 2.1 miles from that direction from Caribou Valley Road. The summit viewpoint, 50 yards. Awesome. I believe the herd path to Redington also starts here. I'll meet you over at the summit. Number 54 on the New England 67 is in the bag. Welcome to the proper summit of 4,010-foot South Crocker Mountain, up in the Sugarloaf Wrangley area of northwestern Maine. Short hike to get here, but wasn't exactly on the easy side. First mile was pretty easy, but once I got past the spur path to the Crocker Cirque campsite, it got hella steep, although thankfully it leveled off near the end. Next up on the agenda for today, Mount Redington. We just passed the start of the herd path to it, so I'll meet you over there when I'm about to head there. But let's see, got Sugarloaf over there. Over there I believe are Spalding Mountain and Mount Abraham. That's all I know for what I'm seeing. That's what I know. Everything else, I'm pretty rusty. So, I'm going to quit babbling for now. I'm going to take a summer breather, and I'll meet you at the herd path to Mount Redington. Alright, this is the herd path to Mount Redington. I'm going to follow it all the way to the top. As you can see, it's not like the herd path on Owl's Head, Or that one is almost so well beaten it could slap some blazes and a sign on it and make it a trail. Yeah, this one's a little bit more complicated. Anyway, I'm dangerously low on battery power. If I see something interesting, I'll point it out to you. Yep, this is definitely a herd path. You can tell, but even though it's very thick in spots, you can tell where it goes. So anyway, down and up we go to Redington. Yeah, this herd path is definitely much more complex than the one on Owl's Head. I picked the wrong day to wear shorts. Honestly, thinking about skipping Crocker Mountain if this herd path stays like this, because I don't know if I want to go back. Probably take the logging road route back down the Caribou Valley Road and then walk back to my car. I got a map of the logging road route, so kind of a rough map, but I'll see when I get to the top of Redington. Alright, we just passed through a blow down in the debris hell. Now we're on much more well-defined section of the herd path. I believe the coal is at around 3,600 feet, and from there we should be heading up to the summit. Let's do it. Even though this herd path is kind of hellish in spots and a little tricky to follow at times, I'm having fun. But I'm seriously thinking about just taking the logging roads back down to Caribou Valley Road. I mean, because I'm wearing shorts and this is going to cut out my legs pretty badly, particularly if I go back the same way. I mean, if I was wearing pants, I'd probably go back up to South Crocker, but I don't know. I'll give you a final decision when I get to the summit of Mount Redington. Alright, we're pretty much in the coal between South Crocker and Mount Redington. Got a view out that way. More importantly, a view out to our other objective for the day, Mount Redington. So, up we go. We've done it. Summit of Mount Redington. Disregard the height, it's actually a 4,000 footer. The whack over from South Crocker was well, it was on a herd path, but parts of it were like a genuine bushwhack, although I had minimal problems following it. Low on battery power, so let's make this quick. Follow this other herd path. Ow. I said before and I'll say it again, I picked the wrong time to wear shorts. Let's go over here to a view over toward South Crocker, Mount Crocker, and the Bigelows. Other than that, I don't know what I'm seeing. I believe we're looking over towards the Canada, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I'm gonna go down the logging road route. So far, tough ankle and knee scratching hike, but number 55 is in the bag. I'm gonna take a breather and then I'll meet you at the start of the logging road route. Alright, I don't think I remember this part, so I think we are on the logging road route to Caribou Valley Road. We'll find out for sure once we get farther down. I'm starting to see really old logging tracks, or logging truck tracks. Plus we dip below 3,400, and I believe the herd path over from South Crocker doesn't dip below 3,400, so I'm saying we're on the logging road route. Hopefully we can get back to Caribou Valley Road, okay? Alright, now we're on a real standard logging road. Fortunately, we don't have that much elevation loss to go before we hit Caribou Valley Road, I believe. Where I turn left on the road to walk back to the car is at elevation 2,800 feet. We're at, let's see, so 3240 right now, 3250. So not far at all. Anyway, onward we go. Holy sinkholes, Batman. I was wondering too, when I was driving to where I parked, if the logging road route to Redington was drivable. I guess not, especially considering that, sinkhole. Anyway, down or up we go. Alright, we've reached the crossroads. We want to go that way. The cairns go. You know, I'm actually incredibly and pleasantly surprised that the logging road route is marked to cairns. I thought I'd be going here blind, but I'm happy. Here we get good views too on the way. Anyway, down the Caribou Valley Road. Must have been some kind of construction work going on here. It's a huge pit of stone rubble. And yeah, I'm enjoying this hike. Didn't quite enjoy the herd path to Redington, but that was only because I was wearing shorts. Still an adventure nonetheless. And I'm enjoying it because it's not the type of hiking that I'm used to. I'm used to hiking on well-established, well-marked, well-blazed, well-maintained trails. This is, well, at least going from South Crocker to Redington back to the car is not that. Although I had minimal problems following any of these routes from South Crocker. Didn't notice that at first. It's an arrow pointing that way. Got another cairn, so I'm surprised at how marked this route is, even though it's unofficial. It's got cairns, arrows, flagging tape, you name it. Let's see, I believe you want to go this way. So let's do it. Alright, I believe we reached a junction with the start of the loop of Caribou Valley Road. Some of you may not know, and I don't think I mentioned, there's a loop at the end of it. I remember reading something about a bridge like right at the junction. And I can see Sugarloaf right over there, which is to the north of us, so we are on the right track. I'll know for sure, for reals, when you get to the AT crossing. We're ever so slightly losing elevation. Got the sounds of a roaring brook to keep us company. Anyway, to the AT crossing we go. Boy, am I glad to see that. Mile marker 6 for Caribou Pond Road. We are indeed on the right path home. Anyway, to the trailhead we go. Something just occurred to me. We have a long road walk to get back to the car. I was kind of thinking that probably be better off to go back over South Crocker, but whatever. Can't change the past. We've made it. This spot look familiar to you? Does it now? If you guessed right, we were at the AT crossing where we just were. So now it should be smooth sailing back to the parking area at the gate on Caribou Valley Road. Half mile to the trailhead. I'd say I get there in like 20 minutes tops. Anyway, I'll meet you over there. Yes, we're back at the trailhead at Caribou Valley Road. There's a gate over there. This is a good but kind of hellish hike at the same time. I mean, it was smooth going until I hit the herd path to Mount Redington. Then it, I mean, at times it was like our actual trail was so wide, but then it was so narrow that it was almost like quasi-bushwhacking. And then I didn't want to go back over South Crocker because of that narrowness, so I decided to take the logging road route down. Little did I know that I have probably the longest road walk I've ever done for a hike once I got back to Caribou Pond Road. Oh yeah, those two names, Caribou Pond, Caribou Valley Road, they can be used interchangeably. But despite everything I've just said, it was a good hike, and did some hiking that I'm not really used to, i.e. hard paths, logging roads, unofficial trails, that sort of thing. Don't know what the round trip distance was or the elevation gain. I'd say probably 8.5 miles with 2,200, 2,300 feet of gain. Whatever it is for real, I'll list it in the video. So from Caribou Valley Road and South Crocker Mountain and Mount Redington, see you on my next adventure.